Shalom, shalom. My fault, my video cut out. Shalom, shalom. Giving all praise to Yahweh Shem Yahshua, Shem Gosh. Double honors unto the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace, safety, salutations unto the hopeful elect. Israel Kassad, coming at you in a quick lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Shem Yahshua, by Shem Gosh. And I was just watching a brother out there in California, out there in LA, was going into basically how how these marauder groups, these gangs, these come on, as a good job, basically how once all this shit collapses, it's gonna be gangs out here, it's gonna be all type of shit. But anyway, I was thinking about that movie, where you got the movie with Denzel, Book of Eli, and you got I Am Legend, right? And it's gonna be to the point where probably be you and the dog, man, because during those apocalyptic movies, man, it take a lot to take care of a woman and children, man. That's why a lot of brothers, not all of us, a lot of brothers are single, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, he was going into how, these gangs, when the lights go out, because there's been blackouts in 17 states. So once these lights go out, man, it's going to, all that tough guy shit, lifting weights and shit, that shit ain't going to mean a damn thing. You got these dudes that think because they lift weights, which ain't nothing wrong with lifting weights. But they think because they lift weights, that's going to save them from this wrath, man. Hell no. You know what I'm saying? Hell no. You're going to have wild animals out here that's free. Because you got to think, like if the power goes off, like the zoos, right? So the zoos are controlled by electricity. So if electricity goes out, the zoos, the doors are going to be unlocked. So all them lions and all them, they going to be out here, man. And that's in the Bible too. But anyway, he was going into how, like, a lot of you young niggas, you ain't ready, man. You got a lot of veterans out here. You got a lot of ex-Navy, ex-military, right? And when this shit pop off, really, because they always come after us, but they're going to be coming after the military dudes, man. Because, the military men, they pose a true threat. These men are trained to kill, But, the Lord said what? Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, man. So we're not to fear, but we are to understand how serious things are getting now. Okay, you got the draft coming in December, right? They're gonna draft men and women. Men and women are gonna get drafted, man. So we're not in festival times. We're not in positive times. We're not in times to feel good. We're in very dangerous times, man. Especially if you're an Israelite, man. But we're gonna, and it's a walk and talk, just walking early morning. You know what I'm saying? But the only way that we'll be able to survive this is through the spirit of Yahweh by Shem Yahshua. You can train, you can have guns, you can do all that, but I mean, ultimately, man, if the Lord ain't with you, man, it's over. But anyway, also ran into HOI Zabak. He had a little lesson. I ran into HOI Zabak. I just seen it, just watched a little bit of it. He was going into Maccabeus, how mighty Maccabeus was. The scripture says about his manliness being known. You know what I'm saying? So, the Lord gonna have to put that come on, as a come. The Lord gonna have to put that Maccabean spirit back upon us. Now, scripture says what? Jacob shall be like a lion. Okay, so that's a part of that Maccabean spirit. But in order for things to get real turned up, the Lord is gonna have to turn up Jake's spirit, man. Because a lot of these niggas, docile, YN niggas with dreads. Now, them niggas, I ain't gonna lie. Them niggas gonna get folded, but them niggas gonna do some damage too. I mean, you gotta remember, them niggas are Judites, man. But ultimately, the only way out of this is through divine intervention, man. But And I am Salaki from all over the place. Anyway, he was going into how the motherfucker might come knock on your door, acting like they need help and shit. Whole time they got somebody with a sniper pointing at your door, waiting for you to open that bitch so they can off you, and then go in there and take what you got. See, one thing that happens in war. War is some of the most violent, dangerous shit you'll ever run into, man. Okay? During war, women get ravished, children get put to death, right? Cities bombed. Like, war ain't no joke, man. And especially in a violent ass society like America, when Babylon, when this place collapses, man, I mean, it's gonna be so much violence in this place, man. Because Babylon the Great is just a violent culture. With guns, it's just a violent. This is a violent society, man. Scripture says what? Through much violence, shall that city Babylon be thrown down, man. Come on. So it's gonna be a lot of violence that's gonna throw this place down, okay? Because this place was created off of violence, pure violence against Jacob, right? This place is a terrorist hub, man. So what you want to remember is this: no matter what happens, man, if we don't have Yahweh Shem outside, we're fucked, man. Right? We're gonna have supernatural abilities, spiritual power to survive this, man. Scripture says, one man of you shall chase 1,000. For the Lord your God it is that fighteth for you, man. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord is gonna put the spirit on us. The Lord's will for the elect to chase and destroy our enemies, man. Like the Maccabees, like King David, right? Samson, Shamgar. So that's why, even though we slip and fall, we gotta be found doing the right thing, man. To the best of our ability. To see what we do now plays a role in what'll happen in the future. Stop, dude. You got a lot of niggas. Niggas and Edomites, they giving their time to their woman. Oh, my wife. Ain't nothing wrong with having a family, but the times that we're in, man, taking care of a woman and children, bro, in the midst of a societal collapse, that's a lot of pressure, man. Now, I'm not telling brothers to not have children or not, but ultimately, man, you gonna need divine intervention, man. There's no way you're going to endure all this alone, man. When I mean alone, I mean without any type of divine intervention, man. Esau's got what? Robot guns. Got robot dogs. Got actual robots, right? This nigga, anything that you can think of to destroy you, Esau got it. Now, the beautiful thing about that is, Yahweh Shemi Shai is the one that's given Esau his power, man. Right? So everything that he has was gifted by Yahweh Shai. Okay? So anything that Esau brings against us is controlled by Yahweh Shai. The scriptures tells you that Yahweh says, I create good, I create evil, I the Lord do all these things. And now, certain brothers gonna be martyred, and it is what it is. Brothers are gonna be persecuted for our testimony against Esau and the nations, man. But I'll say this. Hey, no matter what happens, we did our job, man. Lord's will be endured to the end. The Lord told us to go out and tell these niggas what they doing, tell them what you're not pleased with, and that's what we doing, man. Okay? That's what we doing. And hey, if it's permitted that the Lord sees it fit for us to, it is what it is, man. But ultimately, guess what? When it's all said and done, through us doing what the Lord told us to do, this empire is done. Babylon the Great is over, man. And it's all through the teaching and preaching of this word, man. Scripture says I can take them down with one rough word. The Lord could have rose us up in battle to take down Esau. He could have put the spirit on us to run through them, which is going to happen. But the Lord wanted this to happen by the preaching of the word, because the Lord wanted to show how powerful the word of the Lord is, man. Because see, like in the book of Eli, like that Edomite said, he said it's not a book, it's a weapon. And it is, man. The scriptures, I remember what he said, the mic is a daily weapon in the right man's hands, you know what I'm saying? I think it was Cassidy had a freestyle. He said the hype is, he said something like, 8 hands is in the air like a hype man fan. The mic is a daily weapon in the right man's hands. Yeah, man, that's the scriptures. This is a weapon. These scriptures is a weapon, man. We're warring with Esau through the spirit. We're not taking up guns. We're not taking up arms. We're not doing any of that shit. We're just reading the scriptures. And through us reading the scriptures, it's causing this place to be destroyed. And there's nothing that Esau can do. Come on. Come on. So ultimately, man, we just got to keep prophesying, repenting, because we all fuck up daily. Ain't none of us righteous. We're just praying that the Lord will deliver us, man. But ultimately, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is getting ready to bring all out destruction, man. Scripture says what? Sedition among men, right? So the Lord is bringing sedition, death, the sword. What does it say? The sword, famine, pestilence. Well, wait a minute. Didn't Jeremiah say, point over them 4 sword judgments, man? Come on. And I'm not going to say it in a direct order, but, teeth of wild beasts, sword, famine, dogs to tear, And I can just see a lot of you women going to get ripped apart by some dogs, man. Every time you see a woman, like America, this place is just fucking backwards, man. Every time you see a woman, she got some big ass fucking dog and shit. And the Lord gonna use them dogs to rip you niggas up, man. But yeah, the Lord's got all type of judgments coming to America, man. All type of judgments. Ain't gonna be no escape, man. And like the scripture says what? Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred. Quit. It says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord, I will prepare thee unto blood. Sith thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue you. So what you see is blood is pursuing Esau. That's why you got these Iranians, which when you go into ancient history, the Persians were always known to go to war with Esau. All right. When you go into like the time when Islam was created, come on. So Islam was created off of the fall of the Roman Empire, right? Now during that time of Islam being created, the Persians and the Romans were going to war during that time period. Come on, brother. All right, so this Persian Greco-Roman War. This is nothing new. This is always happened, man. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing new under the sun, right? But the only thing different this time, which had happened before, is just they're losing horribly. You know, they're losing horribly, man. You know, they're getting bombed, and then Trump and them is talking about doing a damn ground invasion, man. So this shit is about to pop, man. You know what I'm saying? Ain't gonna be no escape, man. You know? Come on, brother. Come on. So, and I'm all over the place, Salaki, just walking and talking. You know, just getting the blood moving. But yeah, man. You know, just be ready for these Edomites, man. They gonna die brutal deaths, man. Brutal deaths. You know what I'm saying? And you niggas that sold out to these Edomites, you gonna die brutal deaths as well, man. You know what I'm saying? So, scripture says, though, hand joining hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished. So even though you niggas is hand in hand with this devil, you still gonna fall, man. Thus saith the Lord. Thus saith the scriptures, man. You know? I'm gonna end it there, man. Giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Rakakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace, safety, sanctification.